Welcome everybody to this week's very special NIM community call. As you can see, this is special in multiple ways. First of all, I have way more people with me than I normally do. And second of all of them are from the NIM team. And third of all of them are here with me in person. You can't see Hux, who's sitting right over there, but he's also with us. So the reason for this little gathering is because NIM right now is having its yearly meeting in Malta. So this is a very important meeting. This is the only time when we get together as a team. And also, this is, of course, one of the most important team meetings that we've ever had because we're gearing up to the huge launch of NymVPN. So on this occasion, I thought I'd bring a few community members, team members to you guys. And you just chat a little bit about what we're doing here in Malta and also answer any questions that you may have. I think some introductions are kind of due. So on my left, is that my left? Yes, that's my left. I have Alexi, NIM COO, who you probably already know about, former guest of the NIM Community Call.
I was there a long time ago, but I should come more often, I would say.
Yeah, I should probably bring you back at some point. Maybe we should do the Encryption Day special again, huh?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. And on my right, we have the magnificent, amazing Yana. And right next to her is Theo, who you probably also already know.
What's up, guys?
And then behind everybody, watching over, is Jack.
That's what I always do.
He's waving.
See everything.
He's our surveillance man.
Exactly. So as usual, some housekeeping items. Big thanks everybody for joining us today. We are keeping a close eye on the chat. So if you have any questions to the team, then make sure to leave them in the YouTube chat or the Twitch chat, or you can also leave them on the NIM Matrix server if you want to preserve your anonymity and not log in with your YouTube account. So we're gonna basically talk a little bit about what we're doing here in Malta and answer your questions. This is the plan. Not a lot of scripting went into this one because we're very busy here. So we just thought we would check in with you guys. All right, so let's get started. And Alexi starts. Yeah, Alexi, why are we here in Malta? What's happening?
What's happening? Yeah, well, you already said it, right? It's the whole core team of NIM is working fully remote. We don't have any offices anywhere. I mean, maybe just one small, tiny in Switzerland. And we need to once a year we meet all together so that we can make a huge synchronization between all of us. And this is exactly what we're doing now. We came together to nail down the last details of the VPN and to really make sure that we everyone is working in the same direction. And that's basically it.
All right, so Yana, what have you been up to?
Yes, actually the same thing. What's important for me here is that we can have brainstorms, which it's quite difficult to have when you're online with someone in the chat, everyone trying to write their idea. But when you sit in the same room and when you have the idea and you see the energy of people and you can pick up on their ideas, this is when the whole magic is happening and how we decide on the decisions that we're taking in regards of our product, of our community, of whatever it is. So this is the most creative place for us during the year.
Yeah, I would say there's one funny aspect of it. I mean, some of you guys in the community actually sometimes meet with some people of the core NIM team, and actually in reality, you are spending more time with them than the whole team has time together, right? So we're really remote, and some of the guys are coming from the US, and one guy coming from India. So yeah, it's a very valuable moment, and you will see I hope you will all see the positive consequences of this in the coming weeks.
Yes, hopefully. What about you, Theo? What have you been up to?
My main thing is just to make fun of everybody to their face. I mean, it's one thing to
Mr. Meme.
It's one thing to talk shit to someone online, but when you can do it face to face, that's where the real team building takes place. I think the human resources manager would agree that it's part of NIM's policy. If you're going to talk shit to someone's face.
Exactly.
No, but really, I agree with Yana that brainstorming in person is probably 100 or 1,000 times more productive because of all the energy you have with everybody, and you get immediate feedback. And I think it's important for remote groups to do that. But enough of the same talk. There's a lot of crazy stuff coming on the marketing front. I can't do any big reveal now, but I can say Something big is happening. Coming soon. In between 2 weeks and the end of the year.
Trademark soon, TM.
Yeah.
What about you, Jack? Have you been keeping an eye on people?
Yeah, for sure. I'm making sure everyone's in line. Everyone's doing their jobs to the best of their capacity. But most of all, this is the first meeting where cool. Yeah, we've got a very very special piece of technology. But this week, we're really figuring out how to get it to the masses and get it to the world. Which is, without doing that, then what's the point, right?
Yeah.
So we want to make sure all of you guys and girls in our community who understand how important NIM is. We want to make sure that the globe understands how important NIM is. So this week is really about figuring this out. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to all the beta testers out there. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. And I want to give a big shout out for my self-indulgent shout outs, like everyone that took part in the art contest. You're a badass. And the Warpcast art contest too. You know who you are. If you don't know what those things are, then you need to find out.
Here.
Exactly. I think it's my turn.
Yeah.
So first of all, I owe you guys an apology. I naively thought that I was going to have any free time while being here to finish up the season report of the Squad League summer season, which I did not have any of. Basically, it was a very intense meeting so far, and it continues to be. So I pushed back, as you saw probably from our Matrix chat, I pushed back the release to next week so that we can make sure that all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed. Hopefully, you guys have some additional patience for me. The same is true for launching the fall season of the Squad League. So there will, as always, there will be a new task list. And there are a bunch of updates coming. We're working on that with Salazar. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It's going to come out probably by the time of the next community call, exactly a week from now. Cameo appearances coming from other team members, maybe.
What's the question?
Are there any cameo appearances coming from other team members?
I mean, we have
Alex
a promise.
is asking.
We have a promise.
Okay, promise.
But
For us.
there's a promise, but I cannot reveal who's the promised superstar guest is on the call. But she might come or might not come. Very soon. Yeah, I think that she's gonna come, but there's a super important prioritization meeting happening. So this is but I hope she can make it. And sorry about all this noise, guys. It's like it seems that they're renovating.
No,
the
guys, we're
hotel
doing
around
this
us.
live.
Yeah, this is fully live.
Really
No
authentic
scripted.
live.
Yeah.
We tried to find the quietest part of the hotel, and I'm screaming off the top of my lungs right now, and I'm the loudest person here. But yeah, what's the next question?
Yeah. So basically, everyone decided to push all the carts with all the glass right now during the duration of this call. This was planned like that, guys. So, all right. So,
Two questions. What's Jack? What is your role at NymJack?
Yeah, what
Yeah,
are you doing here?
What are you doing
Yeah.
here?
I don't know. I just turn up, try and make people smile.
No, Jack.
No, I do. Is somebody else's? So yeah, I mean, I've been on a couple of community calls before with lovely Pseudo here, and but yeah, I'll go through it again. My main number one priority is to hire the team. Okay, so recruitment inside of a business is extremely difficult, extremely stressful, and extremely time consuming and potentially very, very expensive if you use things like recruitment agencies. So what I do is try and target everything that I've just said. All right. So I try to make sure it's as unstressful as it possibly can be. I try and make it cost effective. I try and really understand the culture of the people that we have at NIM. So not only are people like great coders, but they're going to come in and they're going to gel. This is super important. We haven't always got it right, like any business, okay? But I think we're at a point now where the team really can't get much better. Yeah.
actually, I have to hard agree on that one. So, we do have a fantastic team.
Yeah, actually, Jack hired me.
And proxy pseudo.
Yes.
Proxy pseudo.
Also me, and I think also Hugs was. I mean, I kind of brought in Hux, to be completely honest, but ultimately it did go through Jack. So there's that.
I mean, it's sort of, but also I do a lot of HR and reporting. So what does that look like? Making sure that everybody at NIM has a voice that they can carry through to the CEO. Obviously, Harry's super busy. He's away a lot on various events, obviously fundraising, whatever it may be. So sometimes it can be difficult for Harry to understand the mood of the business. So I always want to make sure that he's informed and can steer us in the right direction. So that can be anything from, I don't know, pseudo like hitting me up for a one-to-one chat saying, "Hey Jack, I think we could do this better," and I'll be like, "Okay, well I'm going to make a case for that," etc., etc. And then obviously if people are having like, I don't know, even personal, I think that one of the first things that I say when I onboard people is I say, "Hey, listen, if there's anything outside of your work that is affecting your work, we need to know." It's the most important thing because what happens in like a lot of businesses is like people will just suffer in silence, and everybody has shit going on in their lives. Everybody, doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what your background is. So we want to make sure that we're there for our team because we love our team and we cherish our team and we want to get the best out of them. And that's me.
Follow-up question on Jack from our beautiful audience. Thanks for the answer. So, can the community reach out to you, or
the community? Look, yeah. I mean, so it's jack@nimtech.net. Get me on email, okay? That's the best way to reach out to me. And just say, obviously, highlight you're obviously part of the community because I haven't got time to be on Telegram or Discord all the time.
Cool, thank you.
That's what I'm here for. So
can I ask the next question too?
Yeah, let's not skip this one by Rocio though.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, good. Sorry, man. Sorry, I'm not doing the job for you. Yes. Do the chat.
Taking my job.
Do the chat. Fair
So
point.
the question is, let's suppose that we choose the next team get together destination, and supposing that the VPN launch goes super well, could we consider South America? Alexis, maybe.
I would love to go to Costa Rica.
So these are like thoughts. It's nothing is fixed, right? So it's just like these are thinking that we have right now. If it goes well, of course, then what we would consider, what we want to do, and we had this discussion for some time, is to actually do a NIM summit, right? And we would have to choose the first place where to do it, right? That's the thing. And I think we're pretty, I would say, realistic people. We like to work on numbers and see where are the strong numbers, and if the Latin America community is the strongest, and you guys are rocking, you have a case that we would do the first community summit for NIM in Latam. That would totally be in scope. So let's see how it goes. No promise for now because we don't have anything planned, but that's our thinking.
You heard it here first, guys. NIM Summit coming to Latin America very soon to your location. I have to ask like an earlier question which you skipped. You're doing a great job, Hugs.
Not good enough, apparently.
So our beloved Rocio is asking, what is the highlight of being all together? What have you learned from each other? That's a good one. Should I start?
Yes.
When I started at NIM and in February 2022, I was working like very closely, obviously, with the entire team. I felt like I was bonding with the whole team. I knew everybody. I felt like they were my friends. But I first met them only about 8 months later, back when we had my first team meeting in Greece. And it's hard to put in words how different my relationship to everybody on the team got when I got to hug some of the people for the first time who I've been working so closely with. For example, this person right here. Hey Jaya, thanks.
Hello.
Very lovely of you to join us. So it's probably hard to imagine if you've never worked for a remote company, what it's like to not actually see each other, but only through pixels, only through video calls, only through screens. And after that, to see them in person, to actually like being able to hug them and have some non-work related chats, not on some video call platform. That's like a very, very transformative and incredibly different experience. So for me, besides all the very important work that happens on these meetings, that probably the most important thing, the single most important thing, is to actually get to hang out in person. All of us, not just like these small group meetings that we sometimes have, but actually the entire team. But that's just me. What about you, Jaya? There's a question from Rocio.
What is the highlight of being all together? Learning of each other. Yeah, there's obviously the human part, but the human part is it's not just the kind of extra fluff on top. It's what makes things work so much better when you then go off to your homes and start working together, because the level of collaboration that happens when you're all together in a room is so much deeper and so much more effective and so much more fruitful. So without that, it's very hard to kind of iron out some of the kind of deeper issues that we're looking at when it comes to NIM and the next steps that we're taking as a project.
I also have an answer. Yeah, actually, this is the example of our work together, especially today, because me, Hax, and Jaya are working on some pretty cool features for you guys. And the highlight and the good part of us being together is that since everyone is looking at the feature from his own perspective, I, as a developer, have already very specific questions, and I start obsessing about them and start getting maybe anxious. Can we do it? Can we not? Is it doable? So if I was alone, I would be stuck at some point. I wouldn't be able to progress and say, is it doable or not? But when I have the people around me that catch me middle word, they know exactly what I'm after. They know exactly which answer to give. And altogether, everyone chimes in a little bit with their idea, with their specific expertise. That's how we find the decision together. So if I had to think about these features on my own, it would take me way much more time, but together it's way quicker, and I do not feel like I'm alone. And this is what the name is about: that we together we are stronger, we're quicker, and yeah, this would be my highlight.
Excellent words, Yana.
Can I also share?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to turn the camera so that you can see our beautiful hugs.
Hello. Yeah, I think the most important for me is the people who I work together with, and it's really hard to love people across the screen. So like when you meet those people and like you kind of enjoy time together, that's like so much more real, and yeah, gives motivation for lonely days at home. That's it. Thank you, Sudo, for the camera time.
No problem. You're almost at your limit, so not a lot of camera time left for you. But yeah, so people continue to pull all of the things that make noise through. That was a conscious decision we made. We thought it would be very boring if we didn't have any background noise, so we decided to add some.
And noise.
Yeah, exactly. We're bringing the noise. All right, next question. I think we should make it, since there are so many of us, we should make it a quick fire round. This one's from our beloved Beyond. The question is actually two questions. What is the most challenging and the most exciting part of your job? If possible, one by one. Jaya, you go first.
Most challenging and exciting part of my job is that NIM is a very large and complex system, and one thing is writing something out in a white paper, another thing is seeing it in the real world. And I think one of the most interesting things is exactly that, is to see how it performs in the real world and then start making the changes that are needed in order to make it work properly. And that includes everything from the privacy protections through to how the reward algorithm works and that sort of thing. So collaborating with, big brains on solving those problems in the real world is definitely my favorite part of the job.
What about you, Alexi?
Well, my the most challenging part is that I'm the CEO. I'm in charge of the whole organization, and so how I see it is I just set the scene, right? So I choose a place, or I choose like tools, and I set the scene so that everyone comes together and they they don't have to worry about anything than just to work together and create fantastic tools and codes and communications for all of you. And orchestrating all of this, and also orchestrating this in the future, because we're looking, me and Harry are looking like a year or 2 years or more ahead, and we have to scale this part. I mean, that's the most challenging, and it's also like the most exciting, because we're building, and this is also the most challenging part is that we are building something that we individually never built, right? Making a big project like this has been done several times, but usually you don't realize the people who are doing it, it's the first time ever they do it. And that's the same for us, and that's the most exciting one.
What about you, Yana?
Yes. Well, I guess it's the same, exciting and challenging. Is what I can compare it to my previous jobs where I worked. So you like your job, you find you're doing your tasks. It's kind of good, but if you find the right job, you become so excited, you become so inspired that you start develop it into different directions. For example, I joined as a front-end developer, and now I do represent NIM, especially in Ukrainian NIM community. My special hello to Beyond, our ambassador. We see you, we hear you, we love you. And so this is crazy exciting when you can do different stuff. And challenging is not to overstretch, because you want to put the most effort in the most important thing that you can do and where you can contribute, because there is only 24 hours a day and you need to use them wisely and use your talent in the specific place where it's needed. So this is exciting when you can develop and grow with a company, and challenging if you want to do it all.
Thank you. What about you, Jack?
The most challenging part is to not absorb the fluctuation of emotions within the company, which are direct,
You said that in the most emotional.
which are directed, but that's literally part of my job. So I've had to build up a mechanism of saying, hey, that's just work. That person being like either really excited or the opposite, really sad about something. And the most exciting thing is working for weeks at a time on an extremely difficult hire, closing that hire down when I'm trying to fight competition. They start with NIM and then straight away gel with the team. For me, that's just it's like a rush. So yeah, that's me.
Thank you.
Hi, Rocio. I'm just reading the comments. Hi, Alex.
Hey, you changed the.
Oh, sorry.
Nope, first it's fine.
That's a good question, though. What Mindy would maybe know. What should we go through?
I mean, yeah. Let's go. We were asked to answer, all of us. So let's do it to the end. What about you?
Oh,
Theo?
me? No, it's my turn. Yes. Probably the most challenging thing is to communicate the complex system of privacy in a short, concise way, just like I did just now. And the most exciting part is that we're fucking shit up. We're changing the world. That's the most exciting thing. Like that's not a given at any kind of job that you have. So we're really, and everybody is all in.
Yeah.
Which is not a given at a lot of companies. This is not a company where people are here. I mean, of course, people need to make money and earn a living, but it's not the vibe of a company where it's about the bottom line of money. It's about really changing the way that we live.
Yep.
Well said.
Wow, nice and good.
Hux?
Don't turn
No camera time. Are you gonna take a? Okay.
I think it's lonely when you turn the camera.
That still counts.
And
That still counts as camera time, by the way.
Yeah.
We have 1.5 minutes left.
Most challenging, I think, UX is a discipline, but can never be good enough. So choosing where you do the work or where you change things, that's kind of the hardest part for me. Or figuring out where to move the smallest bit to have the biggest impact across all user experience. And yeah, that's a short and sweet answer.
Nice.
For me, I'll be rather quick. For me, the most challenging was learning. So ever since I joined NIM almost 3 years ago, I learned more than I think during my entire lifetime combined. So that was pretty challenging, but it's also very rewarding. And the exciting part is how rewarding it is. So every once in a while, I have to compile the results that the community has achieved over the past X period. Just this meeting, we compiled the year, what happened this year, and then obviously every season I produce a season report, and that is the most exciting. When I look back and I realize, oh, 3 months have passed, nothing happened. That's in my mind because I forget everything immediately. And then I realized that all of this, many things happened, and things are growing and becoming more and more amazing every day. So that's the most exciting.
Right. Man, that was like the longest question ever, but it was a good question.
Yes, it was a
Thank
great
you so
question.
much.
We did
Thank you
justice
so
to
much.
it.
Yeah.
Quick. This is a quick one. I'm not sure about the exact number. Rosie was asking how many people from the team are gathered.
49, I think. So
49 people, according to the main organizer.
A small army.
Wait, are you
Small
the main
army.
organizer?
No, Alexis.
Okay, so according to the main and the deputy,
well, 50 or 52.
Okay.
they don't know. It's somewhere between 49
Well,
and
because
55.
we had people coming in early, people coming leaving early. We had like there was a bit of a slide.
What's
So-
the average net number of guests present at this? I'm just
I'd
kidding.
say 50. It's around
50 is a good
Alexis, how
number.
many blocks fit in a serve packet?
How many serves in a Sphinx pack?
No, it's
Sorry,
not
yeah,
around.
something like
How many
that. It sounds like a good, sounds a new
serves?
tongue twister,
Sorry.
right? Yeah. How
Yeah.
many serves in a Sphinx packet?
Surf Shark.
There we go. Yeah. We're on to something.
And it was 2.
All right, next up is I'm not going to dox who it is because I think it's their real name, and they run under a different name in the community. So, what do you all think about visiting Kazakhstan in 2025 or later?
Are we invited?
Yeah.
It looks like we are.
You got a room for me?
If I get to go to the MotoGP, that'd be great.
Get to that.
The MotoGP of Kazakhstan.
Oh, there's a MotoGP. Okay, so Jack is definitely coming at some point. Not sure about the rest of the team, but we're not against it on paper. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so people are apparently really keen on bringing us to the location where they are. This one is from Matt. Thanks for the question. Next team meeting in Bali, Alexi, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Sure,
good.
yeah.
The team says yes.
Yes.
Yes. Bali or
Let's
Costa
go.
Rica.
Let's go.
All right. Wait, let's see. What else do we have here? Hopefully I'm not skipping anything. Yeah, I'm not skipping anything. This one is from Arif. Thanks for the question. Harry said that he and the NIM team plan to visit India around December, and they will try to visit Bangladesh as well. Is this plan still on?
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
Is it a hard maybe?
That's all we can say.
Yeah, speak to Harry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the problem is hard because it's going to. I mean, once we launch the VPN and we have like really people starting to use the VPN and the mixnet behind, that's going to be like putting a lot of pressure on all of us, the team, the community, everyone. So we will be all over the place. So we'll see. Yeah, I think we cannot comment yet, but definitely we want to be to come closer to all the communities which are working hard right now. We want to visit you all. That's the main goal. The general goal. That's what we want to do.
Thank you, Alexi. So maybe see you in India at some point, and Bangladesh, of course. Wait a second. I'm reading through a longer. I think these are multiple questions. Okay, this is a good one. Wait a second. Okay, this is a really long question, but I'm going to read out both parts of it. So, know that it has been years since the NIM project emerged. Yes, the VPN project that is being worked on is quite laborious and difficult, but there are problems in meeting the determined and plus. I don't know what this means.
Just continue reading.
Yep. Announced deadlines. Oh, okay. What does the team think about this issue? Why can the dates that are said be met when doing something, and why are they constantly postponed? This is a good question.
Yeah. I can give a general answer to that. So, first of all, this is the first time that a mixnet exists at this scale, and that is incentivized like this. So you start off with a plan, and then of course there's always challenges that happen along the way. Anyone that works in construction, so even if you're actually building a building, which has been done for thousands of years in the course of humanity, you look at construction projects and they are always delayed, right? So, if you think of NIM as a construction project, building, yeah, like Crossrail, we're building an epic architecture online, and it's a distributed architecture that's not just something that we're developing on GitHub, but actually also needs to be, rolled out and work well on, servers all over the world. And it's something that has never actually been built before. You compound all those things and deadlines start to shift. That's simply the nature of building something this ambitious. Having said that, if you do look at our GitHub, you can see that we are making progress towards those deadlines continuously. So that's the exciting thing about working on an open source project like this, is that it's actually possible for you guys to follow along and see just how much we're doing. I think we're still probably number one in the Cosmos ecosystem in terms of GitHub commits. So yeah, overall, I would say that I am actually incredibly proud to be a part of this team. I think a lot of us are, we're all working super hard, and we are slowly chewing through those milestones and actually getting to where we
what
want
the
to go.
community should know is this person here is like one of the best managers in the world.
I have to agree.
We're extremely lucky to have her, and without her, projects would be pretty screwed. So let's give her a round of applause.
I have to agree. And to add something that I'm personally really proud of is that I don't know if you guys noticed, but the founders of NIM and also the bunch of the core team is very academic heavy, right? We have a bunch of academics who founded NIM. They had a very strong idea and also like a call to develop this network. But to be completely honest, until fairly recently, the actual commercial use of this network was not really set in stone. So we had a very strong idea. We created the mixnet, the mainnet launched, but with NymVPN coming along, we actually now have a way to also make use of that technology and get it into people's hands. This took a while to figure out. This took massive growth from the entire NIM team in terms of hiring the right people who could add the right types of vision to the existing vision. And I think this is probably like the life cycle of the project. And I think NymVPN is more than just an app that we develop. It's also sort of shows the maturity of the project as a whole. So I'm also really proud of that.
Yeah. So speaking to that question of deadlines, one of the big things that have happened on this team trip is the organization as a whole is becoming more and more kind of production focused. So the VPN on the one hand, but then also the networks on the other hand, right? And making sure that we have cross team collaboration in a way that's very, very focused around the specific deadlines that we need to get over the line before the end of the year. So. Yeah, it's looking good.
It's looking good. All right.
I'm trying my best to negotiate this silence, but it's just
Hux is pulling some.
We're doing it deliberately now.
Yeah, this is not like.
Yeah.
Hux is pulling some serious strings to have some quiet in this room with a fair amount of success. Let's be honest, he's doing a pretty good job. All right, so last question from Rocio, which also almost brings us to the end of the call. Question is, the NIM community is growing and I love it. How can we contribute to not lose focus, if I can speak? All right, I guess this question is aimed squarely at me, right? Well, since you're asking, Rocio, I can just say, keep on doing what you're doing. So you and the Build with NIM squad have been exemplary. I'm not pointing you out as our only exemplary squad. We have a bunch of others. We have Tupin and Quim. We also have the Beyond DAO, and I could list them on and on and on. So just keep on doing what you're doing. Please make use of the Squad League framework. Otherwise, it's just an empty framework with a bunch of words and a bunch of like tables. Please keep making use of it. Also keep providing feedback on how it could be improved so that more and more people can join and do the same. That's basically it. I think the community is doing an excellent job. I'm really proud of where we are, and I'm not at all worried about losing focus when I look at what we have today.
for being here with us.
There is one more question before I thank everyone for being here with us. Rim J is asking, are B2B partnerships with other VPN companies possible? Interesting
Yes.
question. Is it possible, Jaya?
Yes.
Okay, how so?
So, NymVPN is the first commercial application to launch in the NIM mixnet. The NIM mixnet, on the other hand, is a general purpose infrastructure that is not meant for just one application, but, let's say 2, 3, 4, 10,000, right? Like we want to see as many applications as possible actually using the mixnet to route their users' traffic in a secure way. And it should simply become the default of internet traffic. So, in short, absolutely, yes.
All of them should integrate the mixnet.
Say that again so everybody can hear
All
it.
of the other VPN companies should consider integrating the mixnet to provide actual privacy for their users and not just outsource the honeypot, to a centralized server somewhere. Sorry to be blunt about this, but
Yeah.
Say no to fake lives.
Say no. Scam.
Say-
We can't scam VPNs.
All right. Well, with that, Hux's camera time is definitely over. So the 1.5 minutes are up. Hopefully, that was enough of Hux for at least a year. No, I love you. You know that. All right, folks. So big thanks for joining us for this very impromptu, very loud, and very noisy and rowdy.
let's make some noise. Is it
Let's make some noise.
Mixnet is about noise, right? So,
Yeah.
let's make some noise.
Big thanks for joining us. The last thing that, of course, we have to do is, as the tradition goes, we have to share the pull-up that you get for participating with us in this event. I can't remember the password. Salazar, can you help me out? Please put it in chat. You need to go to this link, which I'm putting on screen and was also sent in chat. So nimtech.net/go/pull-up as usual. And the password is... Oh, yeah. The password is Maltesers. Yes. Hopefully we provided an ample amount of teasers for you guys, something to be excited about. And see you around on the channels. Big thanks for joining. Have a lovely day, everybody. Bye-bye.